We are live. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Flugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. If you want to support this Rebel Outpost College Football YouTube channel with a super chat, hit the $sign, put a comment in, and we'll get to it as fast as possible. Welcome into the studio that sits on the corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid, PATC community. Do not be afraid to be a legend with your comments and with your phone calls later in the show. Holy smokes. Jedd Fisch to be named. He's already named. He's gonna be the new head football coach of the Washington Huskies. Pete Thamel, just a few minutes ago, of course, we had this show all locked and loaded, ready to go. If you watched our program, our first live show of today, this morning, we gave you the chalk in the title of the show. We said Fisch led the pack. That was on our title screen. And our title of the show, Jedd Fisch, was the chalk. We learned about this Saturday afternoon. I put one tweet out there. I couldn't really talk about it until this morning. It's been Jedd Fisch. Pete Thamel, sources, Arizona coach Jedd Fisch has emerged as Washington's top target for the head coaching job. He's the only candidate Washington officials have engaged with after their initial phone calls. Expect clarity in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your head on a swivel during this live show. We're going to learn lots. We are going to learn lots. Let's get to, here is a report. Jedd Fisch from Jason Shear. Arizona 247 does a great job at Arizona 247. Jedd Fisch is expected to accept the Washington head coaching job. Again, yesterday afternoon. Now on Friday night, we're gonna get to your generous super chats first, to your comments and your phone calls. We're gonna open up the phone lines as soon as possible. We want to get comments. We want to get the feel of the Washington Husky fans. I think this is a pretty big get. And what else are you going to get when you get Jedd Fisch? Are you going to get Noah Fafita? Or what else is going to happen? Let's keep your head on a swivel. January 13th, which was yesterday, at 1:39 p.m., this about 30 minutes, an hour previous to this tweet, we learned that Jedd Fisch was an interested party. Very interested in Washington, was interested in Jedd Fisch. Friday, if you watched our live show Friday, we gave you the information that this wasn't the job. This wasn't the time for Jedd Fisch to move on. But early Saturday afternoon, it was well, how the turntables have turned. We couldn't talk about it. We had a lead. We were, I cannot tell you the whole situation behind the curtain, but we gave our promise, our word, that we would keep our mouth shut. And then later yesterday, we did that same post. And then this morning we did it. And then we came on live saying that Jedd Fisch was the chalk. He was target number one. So this is our second live show. Look, this is a big story. Washington Huskies, first year into the Big Ten, they got their number one target. Now, and Alabama got their number one target. I keep getting people telling me that no, Dan Lanning was the number one target. No, Dabo Sweeney was the number. No, Bama got their number one target. You don't always get your number one target. But Alabama got theirs, and Washington Huskies got their number one target. When we found out Saturday early afternoon that Jedd Fisch was interested, very interested, everything changed. Everything changed. And then this morning we heard that this, if they could get it done, you don't know if they can agree with the negotiations, but it looks like it's happening. I'm going to get to your phone calls and messages right away here. Let's get to it. Peek around the corner. Rock Chalk, we survived. Thank you, Cameron B., for your generosity to this channel. Once again, appreciate it. When we heard Saturday afternoon that Jedd Fisch was interested, I think Leipold and others were a possible backup plan, but I don't know if Leipold really had that much interested. Rock and Rant, thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate it. Great hire for Washington. They better have made sure he's not a one and done when Billy Napier gets fired next year. And Mama, Florida, Gators, come a-calling, or at least make Florida cry over the buyouts. Gator tears, Rock and Rant. Great comment. It's going to be probably a 2-level buyout, right? Buyout numbers for Jedd Fisch at Washington at a certain level, but then the Florida Gators, higher level of buyout, right? If the Florida Gators come knocking after next year, Sergeant Pickles. Thank you, Rock and Rant. Thank you, Cam and B, for your generosity. Sergeant Pickles. Ending a crap week on a high note. Go Dogs. Bow down to Washington. Thank you so much for your super chat, Sergeant Pickles. Yeah. Well, look, however you want to look, Washington got their number one target. We'll see if it works out in a couple years. You cannot, boy, people better not judge Jedd Fisch on year one at Washington. Don't do that. Peek around the corner at the end of the 2024 season. People better not be jumping on this hire of Jedd Fisch. You've got to give this 3 years to breathe. At least. So, relax, everybody. Relax. Don't be judging this too quickly. Washington is losing pretty much everybody. Let Jedd Fisch bring in his staff. Let him recruit. And we'll see what happens. But my goodness, what Jedd Fisch has done at Arizona, 1-11, 5-7, 10-3, beating the Sooners at the Alamo Bowl. Is he going to bring his quarterback with him to Washington? What does Sergeant Pickles think? Does Arizona bring does Noah Fafita come with Jedd Fisch? What do you think? William Lorick, thank you so much for becoming an early peak Cloak and Dagger member. You are Cloak and Dagger United. Thank you so much. I appreciate your generosity. Thank you so very much. Lost Austin Mack today. Hopefully he brings in a quarterback. Yes, hopefully he does. Going to be very interesting. Going to be very, very interesting, Ted. I think beyond what staff he brings in is who's the quarterback. Is it Will Rogers? No. Will Rogers went in the portal. But that could be just a temporary thing. Is Jedd Fisch talking to Will Rogers? Or is Jedd Fisch talking to his QB1 at Arizona right now? What's going on there? What is going on? Sergeant Pickles, Leipold, and Kleeman strike me as guys that will retire where they are. I respect it. Down in Kansas agrees with Mr. Ted Evans. Sergeant Pickles, I actually think Fisch has the ability to get some of our guys back out of the portal. Even better if he gets our top high school back from this year who is a recruit from Arizona. P. Bean, Greg was right again. Well, we were very fortunate. Very fortunate. A lot of work. And in this case, ladies and gentlemen, we had to be nimble. We had to be nimble because, remember Friday we said, we were told that this wasn't the spot for Jedd Fisch. Wasn't the time, wasn't the spot. Then Saturday, we found out that we had to go a different direction on the story. This morning, we did a live show this morning. Jedd Fisch is the chalk. Just like we did, Kalen DeBoer was the chalk for Alabama. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that show. Hopefully everybody enjoys this show. Fafita, McMillan to Washington would be incredible. I think it is possible. Fafita, man, he's fun to watch. He's fun to watch. That's all I'm going to say. He's a different cat than Michael Penix Jr. But then again, his head coach, right? If he comes with his head coach, that's what I'm waiting for Fafita. If he says anything, well, we're probably going to have to give it 24 hours at least, right? right? 24 to 48 hours. We're going to have to let that breathe. Obsidian 75. Thankful that the Cyclones get to keep Campbell. Leipold to Arizona now, right? No, I don't think so. I don't know. We haven't even started thinking about Arizona, right? They're going to have to hire somebody, right? Is it going to be an internal hire? We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that right now during this live show. Leipold isn't going to Arizona. Leipold is staying at Kansas, in Lawrence. His wife really, really wants to stay there. Greg is Ashton Forbes. I'm not Ashton Forbes. I'm not Ashton Forbes. That whole Ashton Forbes thing. I don't know what's going on there. That's some crazy. We're not even going to touch that run fish market. Thank you for the comment, though. I don't know what to believe or not believe in any of that stuff, but that is not what we are doing here. This is what we do. This is college football's peek around the corner, National College Football Channel. We give you the peek around the corner. We give you our best shot. We've been racking up a lot of W's here in the last couple of years. Very fortunate, though. We are very fortunate as well. We are very fortunate that we have created such a wonderful relationship with a lot of people in this business. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, not just in the business, but people outside the business who have influence and things of that nature. So we are very, very fortunate. A lot of work, a lot of fortune, and we're very happy that you all have come to the show. UNLV's coach has to be Odom, huh? Has to be the front runner for the Arizona job, right? I don't know. Again, it takes me at least a day to start poking and prodding. Or tonight. Since this news came this afternoon, I'm going to start working on it tonight on what Arizona's going to do. I'll start working on it. But, man, let's get to see any other information I can provide. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel. Here's Michael Lev, the senior writer columnist for the Arizona Daily Star. Okay? I'm told, this is about 20 minutes ago, I'm told it's pretty far down the road between Jedd Fisch and Washington. Things could change, of course, but that's the direction we're headed. They're making him an offer he can't refuse. Way more money and resources than Arizona could ever provide. Should have clarity within the next few hours. Okay? Also, Michael Lev, whoops, hold on, I screwed up. If and when it happens, I'm looking at the Bay Area at either Brent Brennan or Justin Wilcox. Two good, well thought of coaches who view Arizona resources as a huge upgrade from their current situations. So Brett Brennan, right, San Jose State, and Justin Wilcox. Two good, well thought out coaches. That's what Michael Lev is saying. It's just to give you some information on what people are believing out there. Check it out. At a meeting Wednesday night with Arizona Board of Regents, University of Arizona announced that it's making immediate changes to address a budget shortfall of $240 million. Washington is broke. People are having a rough day. Well, compared to Arizona, Washington is not broke. Washington is not broke. And it's it's a Big Ten job now. So the money is going to come in at some point. Washington going to be on the Big Ten network, going to get a whole lot more exposure. The whole thing for the Washington Huskies. And Medea says, "Hola, Sergeant Pickles." The moderator who rules with an iron fist. It's Enchiladas Day. I believe the moderator who rules with an iron fist is going to bring an enchilada in for me during this live show. Right now. Hopefully she does it. It's going to be green enchilada, green salsa, tomatillos, pepper, all that stuff roasted and mixed together. She better bring one in here, or we're going to have to shut this live feed down. What's the Michigan going to do in regards to the quarterback situation? Are they going to go into the portal? They're going to need a head coach probably here pretty soon. So much going on. Caleb Ramirez, early peak member. Would Jedd Fisch have been the top candidate for Michigan? I don't think so. No. I don't believe so. However, don't ask me right now, Caleb, who would be a top candidate. I think their offensive coordinator is going to get it. Mr. Moore, right? But we'll see. Look, we have been working around the clock on the Kalen DeBoer and Jedd Fisch situation. I don't want to get out too far in front because nomadic history. Kenneth Evans, Fisch has a nomadic history. He'll probably head to Florida, Michigan in a couple of years. TH3, Mr. Cornhusker, don't understand Leipold leaving Kansas, people. He didn't leave for a dream job with Wisconsin Badgers. Under no circumstances can I see him leaving Kansas. He wants to retire in Lawrence, Kansas. Will Cox will be a good hire. Will Cox is a Washington guy under Chris Peterson. Okay, we're going to open up the phone lines here. Opening up the phone lines. 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333 for all practical purposes. Jedd Fisch is going to be the new head coach of the Washington Huskies. We gave everybody a peek around the cloak in our morning live show. Now we're giving you a look at the dagger. Jedd Fisch is going to be named Washington's head football coach. We were told Saturday, we gave you the information this morning, that Jedd Fisch was Washington's number one target, just like Kalen DeBoer was Alabama's number one target. Ryan Willie says it's going to be an internal hire for Michigan. Sergeant Pickles, Washington is going to bill a hefty buyout for Jedd Fisch. We are looking to redo this in 2 to 3 years. It's got to be a big buyout. Has to be. It has to be. J.J. McCarthy, Scott Schrader. J.J. McCarthy did declare for the NFL draft. And he made a big posting. We read it in our first live show earlier this morning. So who's the favorite now to win the Big 12? J-Rod 112278. Boy, that's a... Oof. Okay, well, that's way too early predictions from Brett McMurphy of Action Network. Way too early predictions, I believe, from ESPN. I believe it was ESPN. Brett McMurphy had them at... One of them had Arizona at number 8. The other one had Arizona at number 11. Both had Arizona, the top-rated Big 12 school, in the next year. And now, losing Jedd Fisch, we're going to have to see what else Arizona loses, who they get as the head coach. But J-Rod, I would not have Arizona as the top school anymore in the Big 12 for 2024. So I'm going to have to go back to Mr. Old Reliable. Whittingham and the Utah Utes. I think Utah's got to be the favorite. But closely behind Utah, Kansas, Oklahoma State, the Mountaineers, West Virginia, they all have to be right there with Utah, in my opinion. But I'm going back to Utah. I think the Jayhawks or the Pokes have to be the favorite now. TH3. Again, the phone lines are open. 763-260-1333. Greg, what are you... I had no sources on that UFO stuff. I'm busy enough with college football. You guys could not imagine how much time I spend on giving you guys the peek. A good, accurate peek around the corner. Don't know anything about... all I know, Tony, is there's something going on. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I know. Kansas State is a dark horse. The Little Apple Cats, yeah, and they got Avery Johnson, right? Avery Johnson. Yeah, you can't count out. Nope, you cannot. You definitely can't. I failed to mention Kansas State. No question about it. Utah, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Kansas, West Virginia. I'm taking Arizona out of there, obviously, right now. Big 12 is wide open. Early peak member, Don in Kansas. I know there was some Kansas State people was hoping it was going to be Lance Leipold to Washington. I know there was a lot of Jayhawks people saying they were hoping it was Chris Kleiman to Washington. Because my DMs, tweets were filled with those type of comments. But neither happened. Jedd Fisch to Arizona. Let's see if there's any more reporting going on here. John Wilner, Mercury News believes that Arizona should just go and get Brent Brennan tomorrow. He's got Arizona in his DNA. He's won at San Jose State. Tom Loy has reported that there is a staff meeting was just called at Arizona. Things will move quickly here. This is a big get for Washington. Jason Shear of Arizona 247 is reporting hearing Jedd Fisch could be on a plane to Seattle as soon as tonight. As soon as tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you are part of the PATC community, if you did watch our early morning live show today, this doesn't surprise you. Jedd Fisch was the chalk. Some point early afternoon on Saturday, it was Jedd Fisch. He's interested, and Washington has made him target number one. We couldn't talk about it on Saturday. I put out a few tweets, the same tweet over and over again about how the turntables have turned. But then this morning, I was given the ability to come out and say it. Jedd Fisch was the chalk. It was in the title of our live show this morning. And now this afternoon, Jedd Fisch is going to be announced to be the new head football coach of the Washington Huskies. He's the only one that the negotiations has been going on. Nobody else turned down the job, just like the Kalen DeBoer situation. Dabble, Sweeney, Lanning, none of these guys turned down the Alabama job. They never got that far in the negotiations. Kalen DeBoer was target number one. Jedd Fisch was target number one for the Washington Huskies. Ted Evans, I've been through every emotion since Friday. Guess I must love college football. Ted Evans, speaking for all the Washington Husky fans.
Oh my God!
Woo! Praise the Lord, Greg. Praise you, Cornelius. Praise the Lord. Appreciate it. Jeremy Nork, a lot of fortune sitting our way. Nailed it, Greg. Thank you, Jeremy. We were lucky. A lot of work, and we were lucky. Immaculate saying probably the Arizona quarterback will follow Jedd Fisch. Boy, that is everything. All eyes on Fafita. All eyes on Fafita. Is he going to follow Jedd Fisch, or is he going to stay at Arizona? And again, that probably depends on who Arizona is going to have as their next head coach. Again, if you are new to the channel, and if you don't know about our Cloak and Dagger college football's early peak special episodes where we drop just a little bit of Cloak and Dagger information a couple times a week before we present it on a live show, next week is going to be a very busy week. Next week is going to be a very busy week. At the end of next week is going to be a very busy time, a very dramatic time. We've been led to believe. But anyways, if you want to get the early scoop on it, early Cloak and Dagger information, hit the join button, become an early peak Cloak and Dagger member. So if you're interested, there were reports that there were 3 guys getting interviewed. There was, as Pete Thamel reported just a little bit ago, Jedd Fisch has emerged as Washington's top target. He's the only candidate Washington officials have engaged with after their initial phone calls to see who is interested. And then when Jedd Fisch, when his agent said he was interested, there has been there's been no offers. No one else has turned down the job. When they found out who was interested, Jedd Fisch was at the top of the list for the Washington Huskies. So did they talk to other people? Yes. But was there deep dive interviews? Were there offers made? Holy smokes. Look at what the little general has brought in. Take your eye. Look at that. Holy smokes. Let me see if the camera can. Those are green enchiladas. There's green salsa underneath that cheese. The fat guy from Minnesota is very pleased. This plate is burning hot. I think I'm going to kill myself here. Hold on. Anyways, that is yum. That is it. Who cares? We stop the bleeding. Get back into the fight. Kill ball. Get back in the fight. Or stop the bleeding. Steven McNeely, early peak member. Washington is getting an upgrade at head coach. I haven't seen that Jason Schur report. DM it to me. I've been reading Jason Schur's report. I have not seen that. If he did say that, it's inaccurate. We believe that Leipold wasn't as interested. We'll just put it that way. Of course, T-Duck is saying that DeBoer, Fisch, it's a downgrade. We can expect that from the Oregon Ducks. We can expect that. Yeah, the other, Delora, the other quarterback, is in the portal. But maybe that'll change. Maybe he'll come back to Arizona if Fafita leaves, right? TH3 says DeBoer to Fisch isn't as much of a downgrade as for Bama is with Saban to DeBoer. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Jamie Thornton, oh wow. Wow. Oh well for him holding out for Florida. Greg loved that food. Yeah, it's real good. It's real good. Tony, the little general, is very nice, especially after you made her shovel the snow. I did not make her shovel the snow. Greg, are you happier that you nailed the news or you just got those enchiladas delivered? I am. Well, that's an interesting question because we are college football's peak around the corner. We try to be as accurate as possible in giving you all the peak when it comes to coaching carousel, realignment, everything else that's going on in college football. But I'm also the fat guy from Minnesota. So, Greg, are you happy you nailed the news or you got those enchiladas delivered? I'm happier because we got the enchiladas delivered. Okay? All right. Okay. Let's see here. Yep. We posted that. We did post that. Jason Scheer, Jedd Fisch could be on the plane tonight. Lanny did not. It never got that far with Lanny in Alabama, or at least what we've been told. JS, most of Kalen DeBoer's top players at Washington were from Peterson. DeBoer was not an amazing recruiter at Washington. He's got Michael Penix Jr., though. He saw that talent, right? And DeBoer has this incredible relationship with Ryan Grubb. That's part of recruiting as well, getting a coaching staff around you. A really good coaching staff. Okay. Let's see if there's any more information. A lot of people are posting these type of tweets. Welcome to the desert, Matt Campbell, Arizona. Don't know about that one. Phone lines open 763 260 1333 763 260 133. The phone lines are open. Give us a call. Talk about anything you want to talk about. We're discussing Jedd Fisch, Washington, new Washington Huskies head coach. Clint Moses, wow. Time to raid Zona to a skeleton. Big 12 is hurting. I wonder, I'm just going to take a quick peek here. During the live show, I apologize, but things are moving. Okay, Arizona has called a team. Jason Scheer. Arizona has called a team meeting within the next few hours. Fisch is expected to inform them that he's leaving for Washington. And another thing, somebody on the Arizona 247 message board named Fish Fridays is asking, how do you change your name? Ladies and gentlemen, PATC community, never have your handle named after the coach of your school unless he's retired or dead and buried, like Woody Hayes. If you're a Buckeye fan and you want Woody Hayes in your handle and your avatar as your name, go ahead, go for it. Or if you're a Michigan guy, have Bo Schembechler, whatever, Joe Paterno. But don't put Fish in your name. Don't put these. They're going to be. Coaches are always leaving in college football. They're either dying, retiring, getting fired, moving on. They're never, hardly any of them stay at one place for too long. Right? So don't put your name, don't add the coach's name that you love into your handle. It just doesn't work. Stephen McNeely, Maria, I'll be on a plane this afternoon. I'm trying to see if I'm trying to get a sense what the Arizona fan base, the first names that they're looking at here. We haven't looked that far ahead at Peek Around the Corner because we've been busy with this story. It doesn't seem to be much. I don't know if I should do this or not. I've been pretty nice lately. I've been pretty nice, but I'm just about to go off on somebody, on a national reporter or a regional reporter. I don't know if I'm going to try to stay nice, but somebody is having too much fun Cleveland rocks. Thank God Kleiman didn't leave. The great freshman quarterback Avery Johnson might have gone with him. Yeah. Good news. Great news for the Kansas State Wildcats. Greg is out here educating. I'm not smart enough to educate anybody. Go off, Greg. Unleash. Well, look. I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. John Cassano's going after Jason Shear. Speaking of no clue. John Cassano, I think maybe you should. Talking about a guy with no clue. He shouldn't be. I'm trying to be nice here, but I don't think John Cassano understands the lack of credibility he has with basically almost everybody in the business. Yeah, almost everybody. So he is. Cleveland rocks. Your wife seems like a wonderful human being. You are a lucky man. Absolutely. And I've got to dig into these enchiladas. And I haven't even, it hasn't made me spicy because I haven't taken a bite yet. Hold on. Look at that. My funeral will be either this Thursday or the following Thursday. So all flowers sent out to Maria Hernandez Garcia Flugar, Maple Grove, Minnesota. Okay. Yeah, it's and of course the salsa, the green, you can't really see it because the cheese on top of it, but the green salsa is, of course she makes it by scratch, those green tomatillos, then the big peppers, the garlic, and whatever she does, she roasts it in a pan, she puts it through a blender, then she puts it through a what do you call that? A sifter? What do you call it? Whatever. It doesn't matter. She makes it all fresh. So there's so much taste to it. Chicken queso blanco. Muy bien, sir. Thank you. Tate Town Hawk. Appreciate it. The phone lines are open. Wide open. 763-260-1333. Give us a call. What do you think? Ducks will never get into the Big Ten. Altamores says, what's up, Greg? What's up, CJ Country? Give us a call. Fisch is a good hire for a destination job like Washington. Yeah, well. Okay, let's see here. Whoops. Hold on. I almost screwed up.
Call from
TH3.
TH3. I almost hung up on you, sir.
Oh, no.
Well, it's not because you're a Cornhusker fan. It's because I'm incompetent back here. I almost hit the wrong button. Anyways, TH3, the floor is yours. What are you thinking about this hire or anything else that is going on in college football?
Well, Greg, first I'll try to give you some time to eat your enchilada while I'm speaking here, so that helps. The Jedd Fisch hire, I think you could actually probably argue is the greatest hire this offseason.
Woo!
And I'm being serious when I say that.
Woo!
That might be a bold opinion, but people forget how bad Arizona was. Like, Arizona, if you're talking bad programs, like, they were near 2010's Kansas level when he got there, in terms of how just horrific they were. And then they end I believe it's his third season this year. They end with a win over Oklahoma, like a name brand power in the Alamo Bowl. And the Alamo Bowl is a respectable bowl.
Yes.
So you look at it, he had really high highs. You wonder what else he could have done there in the Big 12, but I don't really know if he had much left to prove at Arizona. It's kind of the proverbial glass ceiling. He shattered through it. I don't think he had much left to do there. So I think it's a good time for him to get out.
Yeah.
It's the difference. That to me makes a great head coach, knowing when your time to go is arrived. It's the difference between a Jedd Fisch and a Matt Campbell. Because Matt Campbell, his stock in 2020, won the Fiesta Bowl in a COVID-shortened season, ended in the top 10, which is unheard of for Iowa State. Felt like he could risk it there another season, and ever since then, you never hear his name. You never do. And he stayed there for too long. I just don't see where he moves to. I mean, this might be a bold take going into 2024. Maybe if Illinois has an opening at their job.
Ooh.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if there's any smoke to that job, but they got to be disappointed after Brett Bielema's third season. Because you had a solid second season where you were ranked for most of the year, and then this year they just look like the worst team in the West, which is impressive because the Big Ten West is easily the worst division in football.
It was bad this year. Yeah. Hey, TH3, do me a favor.
Yep.
Say this 3 times real fast, okay?
Okay.
I can't even say it fast one time, so hear what I say, and then say it fast 3 times in a row. Fleck, Franklin, Fickle, and Fish.
Okay, so just make sure before I try it. It's Fleck, Franklin, Fisher, and Fish.
Fickle and Fish. The 4
Fickle, okay.
Big Ten head coaches with F, starting F. Fleck, Fickle.
Fleck, Franklin, Fickle, Fish. Fleck,
Okay.
I can't do it.
That's good. Okay. I don't want you to say something that's not appropriate. So accidentally. So that's good. You did good. You passed the test.
I tried, but those are some ridiculous names right there. But you see, that's the nice part of just having a rule. It's easy to follow.
Yes.
No pun intended, but
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention real quick before I go here, the people saying the Big 12 are not in a good spot right now, I don't get these people at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Klieman, people want to talk about how, he should get out of K-State while he can. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if K-State's hit their ceiling yet. Like, I seriously don't know if K-State has hit their ceiling yet. They haven't made the playoffs yet. So I can't say that Klieman's reached the peak yet. And if I'm being honest with you, if they get a couple breaks their way, I know it sounds crazy to say, but you never know how far they could go, and Klieman is good enough. He knows the area well enough. And the other thing is he's from this region.
Yep.
He knows this region.
Yes.
So this idea of Klieman's just going to go wherever, no, I don't have much insight when it comes to it, but I could probably tell you 2 or 3 jobs Klieman would take if offered the right money. But it's not outside of the Great Plains. I can't see him leaving. If you wanted to try, if Matt Rule doesn't work out, he goes to Nebraska, maybe. But why would he? Really?
Yeah.
The other one is maybe Oklahoma. But again, why would you? Why would I want to go to a conference where I'm not even the top dog in that conference? Or I could stay where I'm at, build a program that's already respectable for the most part, and just turn into like a dynasty of the Big 12 in 10 to 20 years. Why not do that?
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. And then the other one I wanted to mention, and this one will be a lot quicker. these people that are saying Lance Leipold is going to leave Lawrence, just stop. Okay, we can stop with this. Like, I don't even need to entertain this rumor. I don't understand what it's going to take. If he did not take the Wisconsin job last year, he's not leaving anywhere. He's not. The only other job he might go to is if Minnesota offered him Alabama money.
Yeah.
Like, he is extremely content. He's not a young coach.
Yeah.
And you got to look at it. Lawrence is a beautiful town. I've been there multiple times. Been to some games down there. And on top of that, too, if you're talking about investments of what programs want to see from their football coaches,
Yeah.
not only is there an investment for Leipold to build up Kansas to, like, from this joke of a school to a formidable football program, if you even look at, like, the conference expansion aspect of it, this is Kansas's ticket to say, hey, you know, if we want to get in the Big Ten in 20 years down the road, we get this guy to turn our football program into a respectable thing, then maybe the Big Ten will take us seriously.
Yeah.
Like, that is what's on the line there. So those are just my thoughts on that. I don't know if you agree, disagree, but I mean,
yeah, interesting. I don't know. Nebraska, you guys gonna get yourselves a QB2 or what? What's going on here?
At this point, I think the coaching staff is just going to rock with who they got.
Okay. All right.
And just see what they have. And then if it turns out negative this year, or let's say one shows promise over the other, then maybe hit the transfer portal for something.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think there's a super aggressive feature. Matt Rule is a very stick to his guns kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think that's a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing or a dangerous thing. I have been impressed, though. I will say I wasn't too worried about the QB position. They did address, though, I think our biggest area of need in the running back position.
Yeah.
Getting that 4-star transfer from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember the guy's name. I think it starts with an N. But I think that was our biggest need. Running backs were easily our weakest link last year. We got that transfer lineman from Florida. Dude looks like a monster, so he's probably going to be a start day one. And I think they're just going to rock with who they got and try to get some specialty positions at other spots. Try to build a good enough core around Dylan for him to perform the best he can on day one. But that's my guess.
Yeah. All righty, sir. I appreciate the phone call.
Thank you.
I appreciate your great comments once again, Mr. Cornhusker. Please call again, and we'll see you down the road. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Great call. Excellent call.
Oh my God!
Whoops. TH3 with always the great, thoughtful comments, giving us a lot to think about. And I agree with them. I mean, Chris Kleiman, the guy's a winner. He's a dude. He's got Avery Johnson. They haven't hit their ceiling. They probably haven't hit their ceiling. Lance Leipold, we've talked about it here at Peek Around the Corner. His wife loves it at Lawrence. They got a lot of guys coming back next year. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Tony, what's playing this week in the Holy Smokes Theater? Are FSU and Clemson still center stage? Did Notre Dame ever sign a new deal with NBC? Great show. Thank you, Gopher Tony. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate your generosity once again. I believe Notre Dame did sign a new deal. I do not have that confirmed. They're not letting anything out of the bag on that one. They're not telling us how much it is. There isn't much that we know about it, but I believe it's all signed, sealed, and delivered. It probably has some out clauses to it for Notre Dame and NBC, depending on what happens, because as everybody knows, it's so unsettled, the college football world. So I don't believe is something, if the ACC implodes, absolutely implodes, it's not like Notre Dame is going to be caught holding the bag. In other words, they're going to be able to make some other moves with NBC in hand. They're going to work together, so I don't think it's a big deal either way. The Holy Smokes Theater, we talked about it in our first live show this morning when we gave everybody the peek that Jedd Fisch is the chalk for the Washington State job. Yes. We expect there to be a live show later next week. I suppose it could happen early in the week, but we think later in the week when it comes to the Holy Smokes Theater. We anticipate it. And that's all I can say right now, Tony. I hemmed and hawed in the first live show on this particular question, and I'm going to hem and haw on this one as well. Later, expect something later in the week. And that if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and get your notifications on, because we can come on live at any time. This is our second live show today. The first one was to tell you that Jedd Fisch is the chalk. Early this morning, we put on a live show. This live show is to basically announce, yes, he is the next Washington head football coach. We could be coming on live at any time next week in regards to the Holy Smokes Theater. And I'm going to leave it as that. We're going to leave it like that, Tony. So keep your head on a swivel, Tony. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so very much. Okay, let me, there was something I was going to get to here. Good question, Lorenza Haynes. I do not know. I do not know. I don't have the answer to that question. Lee, who is the Arizona next head coach? We're going to start poking and prodding after this live show. We're going to start figuring that out. We're going to get working on it. Hot enchilada, says Greg Frassel. Okay, let me see here. There was something in here. Oh. Noah Fafita. Okay. Arizona quarterback. He's got at least 2 years remaining. Last year, 2023, led Arizona to 10-3 record. He completed 72.4% of his passes for 2,800 yards, 2,869 yards, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. This was Noah Fafita's first full-time as a starter, his first full season as a starter. 72.4% of his passes. Unbelievable. What a great year he had. Now, does he go to Washington with Jedd Fisch? That's the question. And again, Arizona is going to have to answer some of Noah Fafita's questions in regards to bringing in their own head coach. Or there's a third option. There's a third option. But we first have breaking news. Breaking news at PATC. According to Brett McMurphy, Jedd Fisch accepts the Washington job. Sources told Action Network. Arizona has team meetings within the next hour. Arizona had the opportunity to get Fisch a new deal, but it wasn't a priority for the school, source said. Washington's 2024 schedule includes Washington State in Seattle, at home Michigan and USC, and at Iowa and Penn State. And the question is, Noah Fifita. Now, there's a third option. Now we know it's done, right? We know it's done. Something that we gave you the peek early this morning, that Jedd Fisch was the definite chalk. It happened. Noah Fifita, he could stay at Arizona. He doesn't know who his head coach is, right? Maybe he thinks that Arizona did not belly up to the bar to get that deal done with Jedd Fisch. Maybe he follows Jedd Fisch. Maybe Noah Fifita follows Jedd Fisch to Washington. Or does Noah Fifita go in the transfer portal to become a free agent throughout college football? Maybe Noah Fifita becomes Nebraska's QB1 for a year before Dylan Raiola. I don't think so, because Fifita's going to want to play for 2 years, I think. Or does Noah Fifita go to Michigan? J.J. McCarthy just entered the NFL draft. All eyes are on Noah Fifita. Noah Fifita and his favorite wide receiver, McMillan. Dave Softy Mahler, who's a Washington Huskies guy, Jedd Fisch will be the next head coach at Washington. TH3, how the heck wasn't getting a new contract for Fisch a priority for Zona? Is the school crazy or something? Arizona is in trouble. Numbskull News. If Barry Odom applies, I think he's the perfect fit for Arizona. Barry Odom had a very successful year in 2023. Jared Jones, no. Mr. Buckeye, no. God, no. Fifita, please go. Fifita, please go to Washington. Don't go to Michigan. How you doing, Nathan? Thanks for coming on in. Ted Evans, I need to do some research on Arizona players now. We'll take a look at McMillan's stats. Wide receiver for Arizona. Let's take a look at his stats. Fafita to McMillan, 90 catches, 1,402 yards, 10 touchdowns, 90 catches, 1,402 yards. Fafita, McMillan to Washington, or do they stay in Arizona? What do you think, PATC? What do you think's going to happen? Arizona's going to have to move quickly. Arizona Wildcats are going to have to move quickly. Dan Hickey's going to have to figure something out real quick, the athletic director at Arizona. Fafita, McMillan.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you something. Rock and rant with so many late breaking head coach moves happening in the action next spring portal is going to be bigger than last year. He torched my Sooners. That's how I know about him. Jamie says, Greg sent this weather down to Memphis. We're having a snowstorm. Take it back, Greg. Now you can have it. You keep it down there. You can have it. I do not have a breaking news sounder. I did spend one afternoon looking for one, and none of them fit what I felt was the good. We're going to get one, Mr. Monkey says. I did spend an afternoon looking for one that I liked. Could not find one that really did not vibe with me. So I got to find one. You're correct. William Lorig says they will follow Fisch to Washington. That Fafita and McMillan will follow Fisch to Washington. I don't know. The phone lines are wide open. 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333. Brett McMurphy. It's official. Jedd Fisch has accepted the Washington job. Arizona had the opportunity to get Fisch a new deal, but it wasn't a priority for the school, a source said. Washington's 2024 schedule includes Washington State, home Michigan, USC, on the road to Iowa and Penn State. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. We got drama. We've got drama, ladies and gentlemen. We've got drama. Hold on. Hold on. We've got drama. We've got drama. Let me get to the super chats, and then I will explain the drama that is going on. John Till, thank you for your super chat, $5. Follow your coach. And he has family politics with that QB in Michigan. Could get over the head with penalties. Go with the guy you know. Thank you, John Till, for your continued generosity. Thank you so much. Great. Packers 14-0. Second quarter. Harbaugh to the Cowboys, more likely. Wow. Holy smokes. Evil Badger. Ryan Willie, thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate your generosity. We do have drama here. We do have drama. Ladies and gentlemen. Ba, 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 ba. Jason Scheer have had multiple players and parents reach out to me. That meeting is not going well for Jedd. Pure anger and sadness. Pure anger and sadness. Adam Rittenberg is reporting that there's a 4 p.m. staff meeting, 4:30 p.m. team meeting, where Coach Jedd Fisch is expected to announce his departure to Washington. So I'm not sure what's going on here in regards to has the meeting begun or not. But that's Adam Rittenberg. As Ted Evans says, sorry, Arizona, it is the worst feeling. Gridiron, Spartan, college football is becoming unwatchable with all these coaching moves in transfers. Spartan, you got my great defensive coordinator, Joe Rossi. Jonathan Smith, and you got my Joe Rossi did a great job at Minnesota. So I hope you guys understand who you got. I hope you're excited. Joe Rossi, man, he can coach. He can flat out coach. Big 12 just took a big hit. This is Bruce Feldman from The Athletic. They are also reporting. Breaking news, University of Arizona head coach Jedd Fisch has agreed to become the next head coach at Washington. Sources told Bruce Feldman. So there it is. More confirmation. Yeah, William Lorig, it's only 3:30 here in Arizona. So either, I don't know what's going on here. Jason Scheer's reporting sounds like there's already been some communication between Jedd Fisch and the players. And there's other reports that says that it wasn't happening. Jedd Fisch told a high-ranking booster yesterday that he was not interested in Washington. He told another person in the AD who's well respected he wasn't going anywhere as recently as last. Yeah. That's a tough spot for head coach. It's tough for a head coach to be talking to the big boosters at around this time because they can't say anything speculative. They can't be anything negative. It's a tough spot to be. We were told early Saturday afternoon that Jedd Fisch was interested in the Washington job. And we were told by people that we trust. And so that is why As I've shown you before already, yesterday afternoon, January 13th, we posted this. Well, how the turntables have turned, because we said Friday night that Jedd Fisch, this wasn't the spot for him or the time. We were told that. Everything changed Saturday. Everything changed Saturday afternoon. We watched the story. We poked and prodded. And this morning we got it doubled up on the confirmation that he was the number one. Jedd Fisch was the number one target for Washington. So we did a live show. We reported that. And we thought it was going to get done today. We reported that. The negotiations were going on. We reported that. And then we said we'd come on live when it became official. We'd come on live again, and it happened, and it happened, and it happened. So I don't know about the Jedd, I don't know. Maybe Jason Scheer got some bad information. That happens. It happens to me. It happens to all of us. It happens. It just does. We try to, and then you get different information, right? From people that you trust. So then you kind of step away from it. Then at times, I will have some good information and I'll put it out there for you guys, but I'll hold something back. So if something ricochets back to me, if somebody out there is watching my program and there are major reporters and people watching this and they bring something back to me, and if it matches what I've held back, then I know they're on the same, that I know that there's ways to do what we do here at Peek Around the Corner. That's why I said every dot of information is important. But anyways, don't want to bore you with all that, but we were told that our Friday information was definitely incorrect early Saturday afternoon. So that's why we put the tweet out there, and that's why we started a live show. I can tell you this, Jedd Fisch was target number one, and he showed great interest in the initial phone calls, and everything's been Jedd Fisch from that point on. I've had people from Kansas, media people from Kansas, a couple different people, Kansas State side of the fence, Kansas side of the fence, reaching out to me during all this, what's been going on, and I've told them Jedd Fisch is the target number one. People have been going back. So it's a done deal. Someone telling me that Fisch was set to get $6 million for that position at Arizona, but it had to get approved by the board. I know for Minnesota has to get their approved by the board. And I can tell you our board moves very slowly. I don't even want to get into that. That's just going to get me on a rant. Our board, there's a couple of people on the university board. In fact, there's one that constantly embarrasses the school where he puts tweets out backstabbing my university constantly. The politics of the board. Some of these boards have feet of clay, I'm telling you. It hurts the university. It hurts the front porch of the university. But I don't know about Arizona. I just, but that sounds right to me, Immaculate. T-Duck, everyone is out for the bag. Players, coaches, agents. Sounds like capitalism. Who would have guessed? Ted Evans, I blame Bama for all this hell. Holy smokes. $8.5 million per year? Oh man, I cannot see that. Are you serious? Chris Hummer. Reminder, with Jedd Fisch taking the Washington job, all Arizona players now have a 30-day window to enter the transfer portal. The Wildcats were expected to return 15-plus starters in 2024 and were viewed as one of the early Big 12 favorites. Yes, they were. They were probably regarded as the favorite. Now, it's interesting. Again, I go back to McMillan, the great wide receiver, and Fafita, the great quarterback of Arizona. How do they take this news? Do they feel that they were backstabbed by Jedd Fisch? Do they feel that they were, you said you were loyal, you said you were all in? Are they going to follow Jedd? Or they're going to stay at Arizona? Or are they going to go on their way? In fact, we're going to take a poll. We are going to take a poll. I will take a poll once things settle down. There's more information coming here. Okay, here we go. First question. Will quarterback Noah Fafita join Jedd Fisch at Washington? Yes, Noah Fafita joins. No, he doesn't. The voting begins now. The voting begins now. Holy smokes! Holy smokes! I tell you what, this, I like to think that I know my PATC community. I do not know you guys at all. I do not know you guys at all. Almost every time you surprise me. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds to vote. Will quarterback Noah Fifita join Jedd Fisch at Washington? This is ridiculous. Somebody is stuffing the ballot box. Somebody is stuffing the ballot box. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is ridiculous. 43 votes are in. 84% says yes. 84% of the PATC community thinks Noah Fifita is joining Jedd Fisch. Wow. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's no loyalty in college athletics. John Sprice reported Sunday that Fisch is expected to accept the job. Long range, $9 million per year. We're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait on that. I have my Football Scoops did put out that they were reporting that it was going to be Lance Leipold. So they've already, and they did that just a little bit ago. So we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Ta-Town Hawk. Dillinger's already kind of local elite kids stay home. It's okay if you leave for a year, only if you're elite, but stay home and build this thing with us at Arizona State. I'm Sun Devil for life. Activate the Valley. Dillinger getting in on the act. Okay, let's, come on, Greg. We are family. Family act out. You know this. You guys are crazy. We're going to do another poll. We are going to do another poll. I'm guessing it's going to be the same result. But I forget how you spell his name here. Pretty much the same question. Does McMillan, the great wide receiver of Arizona, 90 catches as a sophomore, with Fifita, who's also a sophomore, 90 catches, 1,402 yards. Does he join Jedd Fisch at Washington? Does he have a great relationship with Jedd Fisch at Arizona? Does he follow Jedd Fisch to Washington? The poll, the voting begins now. Does the great McMillan Fifita to McMillan all season long? Gridiron Spartan says Real Rodgers to Auburn. They need a quarterback. Peyton Thorne coming from Michigan State. Helmer Henderson, early peak member. Good to hear Washington Big Ten got Fisch. We've got Ferentz, Franklin, Fleck, Fisch. What's the other one I'm missing? I'm already missing one. Ferentz, Franklin, Fleck, Fisch. I'm already missing one. Anyways, 5 more seconds on the vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End of poll. 77%. Fafita and T-Mac both went to the same high school. Purple Oracle 40. Can you imagine, though, with what they did last year, can you imagine if they both went in the portal and we're not going to follow? We're not going to follow Jedd Fisch to Washington? Can you imagine both of them going to the big house in Ann Arbor, Michigan? Michigan plays Washington next year. I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to find out shortly here. John Teal, follow your coach, quarterback, and offensive system. John is big on following your coach. Your coach, he gave you success. He gave you the opportunity, Fafita, to win that quarterback starting position. I'm loyal to my opinions. Everyone in history, that's true. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Go and be a part of the Power 2. No brainer. Be a part. Try to get on that P2 train. Thank you, John, for your super chats. I do appreciate it. Follow your coach, quarterback, and offensive system. John, if Fafita called John Teal, John would be saying, Fafita, go to Seattle. Go to Seattle. I'm wondering about the Washington Husky fans. If they don't follow, is that a red flag for Fisch? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Jamie Thornton, Jedd, better get out of town quick. Some of the things I'm seeing by the fans, yikes. Mansa Musa, John Teal, you are spot on. You are spot on. Go follow your coach. Greg, what do you think about Cam Ward deciding against the NFL and going to Miami? In our early peak episode, I don't know, it was like number 12 maybe, for our early peak members, we gave everybody the cloak and dagger info. We thought Cam Ward was going to Miami. That was like a couple weeks ago. We were told he wasn't going into the NFL draft because he wasn't ready yet. He wasn't going to get a high enough draft graded by the draft geeks out there in NFL land. He's too much, got to clean up when he's in the pocket. Too many fumbles. Stays in the pocket too long. Holds the ball too low. Too many turnovers. Got to come back for another year. And then suddenly he decided he was going to the NFL draft. We came up on the next live show at Peek Around the Corner and we told you all we're taking the big fat L. Well, we're taking that L back. We've taken that L back. We announced it on our live show early this morning because Cam Ward is going to the Miami Hurricanes. And I think this is a good decision for Cam Ward. Improve your draft stock, improve your play. You need one more year of development. You've got a great arm, you're a great talent, but you need to clean things. You do need to clean some things up. And I'm not saying that Mario Cristobal has a great history developing quarterbacks. I'm not sure this is the best spot, but what other options are out there that is better? I don't think there is one. I think this is the correct move from Cameron Ward. To answer your question, I think it's the best move for Cameron Ward. John Teal, don't go to Michigan with penalties, and Jim going to the NFL. Thank you for the super chat. Good comment, right? Jim's probably going to the NFL. There are going to be some penalties at Michigan. Gridiron Spartan says, too bad Mario Cristobal will ruin him. Purple Orca, Freeman to Michigan. Want to see the Catholics turn on some. Marcus Freeman, he is all settled in. Going into his third year. Third year at Touchdown Jesus. Notre Dame, they're going to the playoffs next year. And I think they're going to end up as the 5th seed. Or the 6th seed. The number 1 or number 2 ranked at-large bid. They are stacked. They're absolutely stacked. Greg, I think the Big Ten is maxed out on coaches whose name starts with F. Only Freeman, Freeze, and Fritz are left. Great comment. Thank you, Taytown Hawk. Appreciate it. Don Scruggs, Oregon. Oregon is going to take over the Big Ten in 2024. What this shows me at Washington, if the Florida job opens up in a year or two, Jedd will be out faster than you can say adios. That could be one of the interesting aspects to this agreement between Jedd Fisch and Washington is what's the buyout money, and is it going to be a different buyout money for Florida if they come a knocking, versus the other 130 some FBS schools? Are there going to be 2 level buyouts, one for Florida and one for everybody else? And it's going to be a mighty big number. So Washington's going to get a lot of money back if he goes to Florida, I think. And then they're going to use that to get another big-time coach. But yeah, Jedd Fisch could leave. No question about it. We shall see. I think Billy Napier's days are numbered. Jamie Thornton, Brandon Marcello, names to watch at Arizona include San Jose State's Brett Brennan, Arizona offensive coordinator Brennan Carroll, UNLV's Barry Odom, Texas State's G.J. Kinn per industry sources. I know Texas State just got themselves Chandler Morris. Chandler Morris in the AAC. I think that at Texas State, I think that's a good fit. We'll find out. We're going to delve into more ACC sometime in the next month or so. Can't wait to do it. Can't wait to talk about. We got to let the portal settle. We got to see who's where. Phone lines are open, 763-260-1333. Phone lines are open, 763-260-1333. Anyone got eyes on Deion? You'll know he'll get one. I think I don't think Deion's going anywhere. I think he has set up his coaching staff the way he's wanted it finally. Fisch was set to make $3 million, $3.2 million, $3.25 million, $3.6 million. There is going to be Dallas coach is going to get canned. Summit Hawk. Yeah. They're getting their doors blown out by the Packers. Somebody is going to... I don't think it's going to be Jim Harbaugh, right? Jim Harbaugh is not going to Dallas, right? Nice to see both Harbaugh hating NCAA and Feinbaum both agree Michigan was the best team, won the championship fair and square. Miracles do exist. And I am considered evil by many Michigan Wolverine fans as well, because I believe that Michigan cheated. They were caught cheating. I think Tony Petitti's penalty were correct. I think they did it in a quick manner. I believe Michigan did get due process. Michigan chose not to fight it. They paid out their penalty. Jim Harbaugh went 3 games without coaching, and I believe Michigan won the national championship. They were the best team. It's not going to be vacated. I believe all those things can be true at the same time. They happen to be all true at the same time. So I believe there's a lot of consensus out there. But Michigan is going to pay a penalty for next year. I don't know if it's going to be scholarships or fine or both, but it's not going to be vacated. Nothing like that is going to happen. Thank you so much, Helmer Henderson, for your super chat, your generosity once again. Absolutely. Michigan was the best team in the country. No question about it. Hold on one second. I'm just checking out something here. Oh, I'm sorry, John Teal. I mean, Deion taking Arizona players in the next 30 days. Yeah, that could happen. No question about it. Thank you, John. I apologize. I misread what you meant. John Teal, Dallas is taking it so hard. I think they like it. Thank you, John, for your continued generosity to the channel. Appreciate it so very much. Yeah, Grubb is going to Alabama. Everything has a price for the $1 million man. Ted DiBiase, Ted DB Evans, see. Thank you, Mr. Husky. Great comment. Ryan Brooks, I really love to see Georgia and Michigan play, maybe next year in the expanded playoff. Okay, I'm just going to check one more time. For the phone lines are open. 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333. And for whatever you want to say about Jedd Fisch, Ralph Russo, AP. I have told Jedd Fisch that I, like a lot of people, was a little skeptical of the move when he was hired at Arizona. He made a lot of us look dumb. Arizona was a smoke and crater when he got there, and it finished this season ranked number 11 in the country. Epic, incredible job done by Jedd Fisch. And if you think about it, not just that they were ranked number 11 in the country at the end of the year, not just because they had McMillan 90 catches, 1,400 yards, Noah Fafita 2,800 yards, 72.4 pass completion percentage, 25 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. These two sophomores coming back next year, they had everything lined up. They were rated in the way too early polls. They were rated between number 8 and 11 next year. The favorites to win in the new Big 12. They had everything going for them. It wasn't that Jedd Fisch just made it happen in 2023. He was about to make it in Tucson in 2024. Incredible job at Jedd Fisch, and now he's going to Washington. Bow down to Washington. If you're new to this channel, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn on your notifications, because we can come on live anytime. This is the second time. It's going to be the last time. The second time today. Breaking news. Earlier today, we did a live show reporting to you all that Jedd Fisch was the chalk. He was target number 1. And now today, this afternoon, when it became official, Jedd Fisch is the new coach of the Washington Huskies. So make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you have your notifications turned on. If you're interested in becoming an early peak member, that gets you early peak episodes, early information, given to you cloak and dagger early peak episodes for early peak members. Just hit the join button. You want to become a member? Just hit the join button, $4.99 a month. And please, before you leave the chat, make sure you smash that like button. We're going to shut it down for this live show, our second one of the day. Now, look, for those who are remaining here, 6:04 Eastern Time, 5:04 Central Time, we worked hard to give you the early peak PATC community. You were way out ahead when it came to the Kalen DeBoer being the coach of Alabama and Jedd Fisch becoming the new coach of Washington. Just going to give you a little wink, wink, hint, hint, nod, nod. Keep an eye on us. Keep an eye and peek around the corner. You should be doing that every day. But later this week, keep an eye on us here at Peek Around the Corner. Make sure you have your notifications turned on. Also make sure that you're following us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Flug Empire. You see the ticker at the bottom of the screen. It's coming up right now. At FLUGEMPIRE, at Flug Empire. Make sure you follow us on X, because we also give you the heads up on what potentially is about to happen. So keep an eye on us. We cover everything in college football. We try to give you the accurate peek around the corner. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.